Hey guys! So if you notice a difference in quality, that's because I'm using my Nikon camera, so that's pretty awesome. I still haven't gotten my tripod, so I apologize for that. I actually have to cancel my order from eBay because they didn't have it in stock, so I'm just gonna get a really nice tripod I saw from Amazon, and then you're gonna start seeing much stabler videos and much better quality, which is what I want with my Nikon camera. I'm actually holding this camera up with like my selfie stick, so it's really heavy and it's taking a while, so I'll try to get through this video as quickly as possible. But I'm going to talk about a book which I recently read, and that book is The Bane Chronicles by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Rees-Renan, and Maureen Johnson. Now, what can I say about The Bane Chronicles? I actually really enjoyed this book. It's not really a book, it's a collection of short stories about my favorite character from Mortal Instruments, Magnus Bane. There are a lot of good stories and there are not some good stories, and I think that's the one fatal flaw with this collection of short stories. Now, what can I say about The Bane Chronicles? I actually really enjoyed this book. It's not really a book, it's a collection of short stories about my favorite character from Mortal Instruments, Magnus Bane. There are a lot of good stories and there are not some good stories, and I think that's the one fatal flaw with this collection of short stories. I actually started reading The Bane Chronicles a while back when they started coming out in ebook format after City of Glass came out. I believe it was City of Glass that came out. So I was reading them back then, and I got to about, I think, Midnight Air. I think that was the last one I read. And then I decided, hey, I'm gonna wait until this comes out in a paperback format because they're expensive, and if I buy a bunch of short ebooks, I'm gonna spend more than if I buy like one paperback. But eventually it came out in paperback, and that's how I read it. Paperback actually cost like $9 on Amazon, so it was really cheap, and it's a really nice paperback with a really nice cover. I like all the short stories except The Fall of Hotel du Mort. I didn't get it, I didn't understand it, and I thought it was really boring. I actually fell asleep while reading it, so if I'm falling asleep, it's probably not that interesting. Yeah. But other than that, I really enjoyed all the short stories and Magnus's adventures in different places, him in Peru, him with Alec in the Malik short stories. You guys know I love Malik. And all the other stuff was just like historical stuff. I really enjoyed the one in Paris with Marie Antoinette because I love Marie Antoinette and I love reading like historical French things, so that was interesting. I also really liked The Rise of the Hotel du Mort because it had to do with Camille and how she and Magnus ended up after they broke up, and a really interesting thing about vampires, like what happens when they consume the blood of people that have been doing drugs. I thought that was super interesting. I never even thought about that before. So I really loved that short story. Just because there were some short stories that left it to a lot to be desired, I'm gonna give this one a 4.5 bookmarks. Half a bookmark off just because some stories dragged on a little too much and were really not good, and I would have actually left them out. One super cool thing about this book is that it has illustrations, like manga comic book style illustrations at the beginning of each short story, and that's really awesome because I love Cassandra Jean, who's the illustrator for the Mortal Instruments and the Shadowhunter series. Now I know there's another short story series called Shadowhunter Academy. I've only read one short story from that series, and if you know, I think you guys can guess which one I read. If you can guess which one I read, leave it in the comments and I'll give you a thumbs up. It's actually pretty easy. But I do plan on reading the other ones. I'm just waiting for a paperback format because, like I said, it's really expensive to buy a bunch of ebooks, and I'm not really that interested. So that's all for my Bane Chronicles review. The next book I'm going to be reviewing is Lady Midnight, and sometime this week I'm going to have up my episode 12 of Shadowhunters, Malik, finally. That episode I've been waiting for. So my thoughts, my review should be up by Friday. And my Lady Midnight review should also be up this week, but I start work again tomorrow, so things are gonna slow down. My vacation is over. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, press the subscribe button right down there. And if you have any book recommendations for me, please leave them in the comments because I don't have a book to read right now and I don't like that. I want to be reading. Thanks again, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.